State Planning Commission, it is my honor and privilege to welcome you all to this landmark conference, Tamil Nadu Land Use 2025, Research and Innovation for a Sustainable Future. Over the next 2 days, this platform will bring together researchers, policymakers, planners, and practitioners to deliberate on sustainable land use strategies that bridge research, innovation, and policy action. Through keynote addresses, sharing of best practices, and panel discussions, the conference will highlight global and local solutions and chart a roadmap for a resilient future. May I now kindly request the dignitaries and the participants to kindly rise for Tamil Thai Valthu.
சீராரும் வதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிது தெக்கணமும் அதிசிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறம் வியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
Thank you. Please be seated. To begin the proceedings, may I now invite Ms. Rajeshwari from SPC to deliver the welcome address.
A warm welcome to everyone. On behalf of State Planning Commission, the Tamil Nadu State Land Use Research Board and Center for Innovation and Governance, it gives me an immense pleasure to welcome you all to the Tamil Nadu Land Use 2025 International Conference on Research and Innovation for a Sustainable Future. This conference marks a landmark moment for Tamil Nadu. For the first time, we have brought together policymakers, researchers, international experts, practitioners, industry leaders, and civil society voices to deliberate on the future of land use in Tamil Nadu and a future that we commit to making sustainable, resilient, and inclusive. This conference is not merely a platform for dialogue, but a bridge between research, policy, and practice. The process leading up to today's conference has already demonstrated this spirit of intellectual rigor and collaboration, with nearly 600 abstracts submitted from across India and abroad, reviewed rigorously by our thematic working groups that has been distilled into best practices, research papers, and innovation that we will be hearing about today. We are truly honored by the presence of our chief guest, the Honorable Minister for Industries, Investment Promotions and Commerce, Dr. TRB Raja. We warmly welcome you, sir. The investment catalyst of Tamil Nadu, he has not only spearheaded landmark industrial policies and global partnerships, but also placed Tamil Nadu at the forefront of women's workforce participation and climate-smart industrial growth. Sir, we are grateful for your leadership and for joining us today to inaugurate this conference. Joined further on the dais, we have the Vice Chairman of the State Planning Commission, Professor Jay Ranjan, whose deep insights into Tamil Nadu's economy continue to guide our development strategies towards a more inclusive, equitable, and evidence-driven growth pathway for the state. We warmly welcome you, sir. We are equally privileged to be joined by Mr. Sajjan Singh Chauhan, IAS, Secretary to Government Planning and Development Department, who has more than 2 decades of experience in years of service in governance, policy, and administration. Thank you, sir, for your presence, and we warmly welcome you. Finally, I welcome Ms. Sudha IFS, Member Secretary of the State Planning Commission, whose stewardship and unwavering commitment to drive sustainable, future-ready, and technology-enabled governance reforms has been vital in shaping this initiative. I extend a warm welcome to you, ma'am. This conference is a culmination of collaborative efforts between various partners. We extend our welcome to our knowledge partner, IIT Madras School of Sustainability, technical partner CIG, and our thematic partners, WRI, IFPRI, AEEE, IIT Cube, IIT Madras, IITTM, IWMI. We are truly grateful for your collaboration and we warmly welcome you here. I also take this opportunity to welcome all our distinguished speakers, panelists, delegates, representatives of media and press, and participants from across India and beyond. Your presence here, whether as researchers, policymakers, practitioners, or students, enriches the dialogue and ensures that our deliberations remain interdisciplinary and impactful. Together, over these 2 days, let us reaffirm our shared vision to make Tamil Nadu a front-runner in sustainable, equitable, and climate-smart land governance, and to translate knowledge into action for a resilient future. With that, I once again welcome you all and look forward to a fruitful and inspiring conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rajeshwari. We now proceed to the felicitation of our honored guest. May I request Dr. J. Jayaranjan, Executive Vice Chairman, State Planning Commission, to felicitate Honorable Minister TRB Raja, Minister of Industries, Investment Promotion and Commerce, as a token of our gratitude and support towards the TN Slurb and CAG of SPC. And may I request Tirumari Sudha S. IFS, Member Secretary, State Planning Commission, to felicitate Thiru Sajjan Singh R. Chavan IAS, Secretary to Government and Planning Development, as a token of our gratitude. Thank you, sir and ma'am. May I now invite Tirumari Sudha S. IFS, Member Secretary, State Planning Commission, to deliver the opening remarks and set the tone for the deliberation ahead.
Morning, sirs and ma'am. So I feel so happy to be here today to start this inauguration. This is something, it's a special day for us because we have been working for this day for about 4 months. I think since June we have been working to put this conference together. And when we started up this conversation to have this conference, the first idea what came in is that the State Planning Commission has been doing a lot of work, which I'm sure that every one of you must be familiar with. But what we would like to highlight to you is the two units which is existing within the State Planning Commission. One is the State Land Use Research Board. The second one is the Center for Innovation in the Governance. So as we talk about these two boards, I would like to draw your attention to take a little, to share the history of the State Land Use Research Board. In 1975, the State Land Use Board was established in every state, but unfortunately the system got discontinued. But however, Tamil Nadu continued to pay attention to this land use, and in 2011 it was established as a State Land Use Research Board. So this highlights what is the importance the state has been giving to the subject of land use. Any research will not be a research unless and until there is some innovation in it. So that's the important role what the Center for Innovation in the Governance is been doing. The Center for Innovation in the Governance identifies best practices across the country, across the globe, and works on those ideas to emulate the same in our state. As we all know, Tamil Nadu today stands second in the SDG ranking in India, and we are just, we are just one score behind Uttarakhand and Kerala. So this gives us an opportunity that we, with sustainable measures and with sustainable initiatives spearheaded by people like our industries and Minister, we are sure that we'll be able to get this SDG rank #1 very shortly. And I think this kind of an event where we bring together different people who are working in this domain in terms of urban development, industrial development, rural, energy, infrastructures, climate, environment, etc., to be coming together, because we have a lot of capacity within the state and even a lot of research which has been happening outside the state, where we can draw inspiration to see if those could be replicated here and used. And that's the very purpose of today's event. I am so thankful that since the time we initiated this particular event, why we had to convene it this year, because it is the 50th year since the State Land Use Board was established, and since it got renamed and reconstituted as a research board in 2011, this is the 15th year of the SLUB. So I think that's an important milestone what has come, and for so many of you, you might have not been aware of such an institution existing in our own state, and we should really feel very happy that now this institution has spread arms and spread roots across Tamil Nadu, and we are working with a lot of the academic institutions, research organizations, and think tanks, and so many other institutions to draw inspiration and to see what could be done for the state. So that brings the collective wisdom together. And one other thing which we are very focused is, we will not be working in silos. We will not be duplicating the efforts. So the research and innovation combined together, when we share these resources, when we share these learnings, when we share these findings and transform these findings into policy decisions, into actionable efforts on the ground, I think that's the real success. I believe that today we have really got an overwhelming response. We thank every one of the institutions who we have worked together, the academic partner, the thematic partners, knowledge partner, the WRI, profusely for supporting us and taking up the burden of shortlisting the overwhelming response of about 600 abstracts. We have rigorously gone through each one of these abstracts, and we have handpicked those abstracts and the full papers that could be, drawing a kind of inspiration to many of the government departments within the state, and also any of the industries who can take it up under their CSR or their sustainability initiatives. So with this, I would also like to thank for each of the team. We have 7 teams today in this conference. I think the discussions, you're very well aware of the discussions. We have the urban and the infrastructure team in the first one, the industrial development team in the first. The second is agricultural and the rural development team. Third one is on, water resources. And the fourth one is on the tourism. The fifth one is on the energy. And the sixth one is on the environment. And the seventh one is on the spatial technologies. So this is the way how we have split out the session. This the deliberations today will be split out. We'll have 4 different themes discussed today and 3 different themes discussed tomorrow. And we are having about 150 institutions which are representing here today, sir. And we have really received 20 institutions from abroad have contributed, and we have received papers from Italy, from UK, from Singapore and also. So that shows the kind of the interest what people have in sharing, and we've also received from Australia and US as well. So it's not just about abroad. In our own soil, we have got a lot of institutions which have excellent resources and the capacity. We have really brought in the inclusivity part here. A lot of institutions and small firms and academic academic institutions have come today, and we have about 800 people who have got registered today for the conference. And some people are interested in few specific themes. Some are really interested to attend every thematic discussions. So that shows the kind of the interest and the support what we have received towards this conference. I thank every one of you who have come here today and for all the support what you have given. Last but not the least, I would like to just to share a small anecdote here. When Raja sir was with the State Planning Commission as Amber, we started the first workshop, first international workshop, and sir was the chief guest, which happened in the FCRI at Palayam College. It was on the invasive species. And since then, 3 years, the Land Use Research Board has spread out. And today, to have him as a chief guest for this first international conference, I think that completes the cycle, sir. Thank you so much for accepting our request and for your gracious presence here. Thank you, everyone. I hope we'll have good discussions forward today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now invite Thiru Sajjan Singh R. Chavan IAS, Secretary to Government, Planning and Development Department, to deliver the special address.
Respected and Honorable Minister for Industries, Investment Promotion and Commerce, Government of Tamil Nadu, respected Honorable Vice Chairperson, State Planning Commission, respected Honorable Members of State Planning Commission and Member Secretary and dear participants for this event. At the outset, I am very glad to give a talk on this conference because as a secretary to this Planning and Development Department, our main objective is to include the program evaluation and formulation part into the policy making aspects, because government is spending huge amount of money in implementation of various schemes and policies, and at the outset there is actually need expressed from the government side to do the evaluation and get the input from the various diverse section of the intelligentsia, academia, and through the evidence-based research, so that the existing schemes and government policies can be getting the necessary input, and the course correction can be done into the existing schemes, so that main objective of the betterment of the society is fulfilled in the most financially and prudential manner, so that the outcome with which the policies are designed and being implemented will be effectively implemented. So as far as this conference is concerned, the land is very important element in the society, not in the present context, right, in the historical element also. If you go into the major part of the wars and the various aspects in the history, so land is important element in that. So in the present context, there the land has to fulfill the conflicting interest of the society, because the farmer wants his land for its increasing the productivity, and the citizen also want land for getting the food grain sufficiency. And at the same time, for the industrial development, land is required, and from the forest point of view, ecological point of view, maximum coverage of the forest is required. So land is very important element. So efficient use of the land use patterns is need of the hour in order to ensure that future generation also have the sufficient resources at their disposal for their effective using. At the same time, the current generation also needs to fulfill their aspirations. So in this way, this Tamil Nadu's vision for the sustainable development has incorporated this one of the important element in the overall policy making, and Tamil Nadu's vision for the $1 trillion economy by 2030 is one of the founding aspect at the efficient land use pattern is important element in that policy. So actually, what are the steps which are taken is that like that green energy, focus on the green energy, and use of the climate resilient structures, so that our whatever the new infrastructure is coming is the climate resilient, and the industry development in order to achieve this Tamil Nadu's $1 trillion economy by not hampering the existing sustainable models of the development. So Tamil Nadu State Land Use Board is important key element to link with the intelligentsia academicians, so that through this conference lot of input will be taken and it will be used appropriately at the policy formulation level, and certain other courses where already some schemes are being implemented, it will be used at the appropriate level, so that the schemes implementation will be actually done in very effective manner. So main aim of this our department is to ensure the broader coordination with different sections of this vast field so that integrative manner the inputs can be taken, and the capacity building at the when government level and the actually policy formulation is being done by the different departments. So their capacity building is also essential part of this thing, and translating the research into the actually actions. So we have seen this around 600 plus abstracts are received. Finally, a few hundreds will be maybe shortlisted, and all the research projects cannot be made into the actionable point. So as a part of the government, we want the actionable research, so that the whatever the research is being done, so it has to be tested with the evidence-based aspect, and it has to be inculcated in a smooth manner into the policy formulation. So with this few words, I want to conclude my talk, and I want to congratulate each one of you for being present here for this 2 days conference. And I must be thankful to the Member Secretary, State Planning Commission, Vice Chairperson, SPC, Honorable Minister, Industries, and all the members of the State Planning Commission for making this conference a reality. Thank you very much. Nandri Vanakkam.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging message which underlines the significance of this conference. May I now call upon Dr. J. Jayaranjan, Executive Vice Chairman, State Planning Commission, to deliver the inaugural address.
எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். Honorable Minister for Industry, Commerce and Investment Promotion, Dr. TRB Raja, our Secretary, Mr. Chavan, and our Member Secretary, fellow members of the Planning Commission, and delegates from various institutions who have come to participate in this 2-day workshop. I welcome you all. It gives me an immense pleasure to see such a large participation with immense interest in terms of the contributions in preparing the posters as well as writing the papers for this international conference. In fact, I was floored when our Member Secretary told me that there are about 800 papers that have come, and we have to set up the few screening committees which went through all the papers, and then we also wanted to give chance to the young researchers, so that the session on posters was also included in the overall plan of this workshop. So in that sense, the workshop covers the entire spectrum. On the one hand, we have very senior researchers who have spent dozens of years in looking into this issue from various international institutions, as well as young researchers who have just started to look into that, so that it is a blend of experience as well as with the new insights and enthusiasm. The conference is also not confined to the participation from the academic institutions. We also see a large number of administrators as well as civil servants who are in the place of implementing the recommendations or the understandings from these deliberations. Now we all know that the land is a basis for everything. It feeds us, it shelters us, it gives us space for our industries, our forests, our water, and even our aspirations. Yet land is finite. The competition for it is intense. Agriculture, urbanization, industry, tourism, and conservation all demand their share. The task force before us is to strike a balance to ensure that our growth does not come at the cost of our future generations. In Tamil Nadu, we have been fortunate to have institutions that take this challenge very seriously. The Tamil Nadu State Land Use Research Board and the State Planning Commission is one such body. Only 2 states in the country, Kerala and Tamil Nadu, have had the foresight to create such an institution. In many of the aspects, you will find that Kerala and Tamil Nadu are the front runners, and on this count also, we are the front runners. Over the years, the board has taken up studies on built-up area, expansion, local climate variations, seaweed farming, invasive species, and much more. These are not academic exercises in isolation. They have shaped our policies, programs, and planning decisions of the state. I want to particularly recall the work on heat mitigation. The research was commissioned in October 23. The report was submitted to the Honorable Chief Minister in 24. Within months, the government, through the State Disaster Management Authority, acted on this evidence and declared heat as a state-specific disaster in October 24, the first state in India to do so. This is a clear example of research moving quickly into policy and saving lives. Our work was recognized, the state's heat mitigation strategy and the one related studies were presented before country representatives in UNEP forum in Bonn, West Germany. These are the signals that we are not working in isolation but are contributing to global conversations on sustainability. Our one other unit is the Center for Innovation and Governance, which was created with the State Planning Commission in August 24. Its task is to scope innovations across multiple areas and bring them into governance. One example is the delegation from State Planning Commission, which visited Kochi to study the solid waste management practices. What we saw there, decentralized, transparent, and citizen-driven approaches, has been documented as a best practice for Tamil Nadu's Municipal Administration and Water Supply Department, which is now exploring pilots here. This experience is not going to be confined in our reports. It is being presented under Theme 6 in this very conference as a living example of how ideas can travel from one city to another, from one state to another, and inspire change. So, as we begin this conference, let us remind ourselves that it is not just about deliberation, it is about co-creating knowledge, translating research into practice, and building a future where Tamil Nadu can be both prosperous and sustainable. Thank you, and I wish the conference a great success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable insights and thought leadership. We are privileged to announce the release of a report and a coffee table book as part of this conference. The first is a report on land use research in Tamil Nadu, 15 years of Tamil Nadu State Land Use Research Board, which captures the board's journey since 2011, highlighting landmark studies, the Tamil Nadu Land Use Information System, and its role in shaping climate resilient and sustainable land governance of the state. The second is a coffee table book named Vaduvur, A Landscape of Wings, takes you on a visual journey showcasing a transformation of Vaduvur Lake from man-made irrigation tank into a global bird sanctuary with detailed insights into a diverse bird species and breathtaking imagery. May I now invite Honorable Minister TRB Raja to kindly release the report, and I would request the Executive Vice Chairman of SPC to receive the first copy. I would also like to invite Dr. Babu from SACON, who was the principal investigator of the Vaduvur Bird Sanctuary study, to join us on the stage for the book release. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Please be seated. Honorable Minister TRB Raja has been at the forefront of advancing Tamil Nadu's industrial landscape, fostering investment, sustainability, and
Thank you. It's always better to use that time for, to actually talk to you more. So So I'll keep that short. I'm TRB Raja. I'm the Minister for Industries from the government of Tamil Nadu. So I think that's enough. So welcome everyone, and it's an honor and a privilege to be here. It's always a privilege to be. It's always a pleasure to be at any event that's connected to the State Planning Commission, because I have very fond memories about the State Planning Commission. I think most of my learning has been chiseled at the State Planning Commission in a big way. And in fact, I have always felt that anybody who's taking up a bit of lawmaking, anybody who's getting into, who's trying to be what effective governance needs to be as a people's representative, should go through the process of getting trained at the State Planning Commission. Such a vast, beautiful learning process. And I think going forward, probably the Dravidian model, but in a book, it just needs to be thought of a bit. So give me something to put this mic on. So I think the State Planning Commission, or no, I don't want this to be higher. So I think governance is such that everybody needs to, nobody can just learn governance in a day. It takes time to be effective at governance. So I would definitely, I've already requested my Chief Minister, I've told him what I've learned from the State Planning Commission, and of course from all the other committees that I've been on, like the Estimates Committee and the Public Accounts Committee. And all these committees, when you go into that, when you study the process that goes into lawmaking itself, and the process of governing such a large and beautiful state, there needs to be a lot of learning that comes out. There's a lot of process that goes into it. So I hope someday we actually make this a need or a necessity that any lawmaker should go through this process to actually get to the next level. We should have that process, right? I mean, I don't think we have that process now today. It's not simple. It's not that easy to understand governance itself. And I think you need to learn governance before you qualify for any particular post or responsibility, which as we would like to call it. So it's amazing to be here, especially to share the stage with my beloved Anna, the Vice Chairman of the State Planning Commission, Jairanjan Avargal, and good to see Sajjan Singh ji also be here, Secretary. Good to see you, sir. And again, amazing to have Sudha Raman and Astute, amazing hand at everything she touches. So. She's done a fantastic job at being the member secretary of the State Planning Commission. And also lovely to see all my amazing ex-colleagues at the State Planning Commission, and it's good to see all familiar faces sitting here. So thank you. So that's I think I probably overshot the time she would have taken. But that said, first of all, thank you. நன்றி எல்லோருக்கும் தமிழ் தாய் வாழ்த்தை எல்லோரும் சேர்ந்து இணைந்து பாடிய அனைவருக்கும் எனது நன்றிகளை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். That is the intent of having to sing along. Tamil Thai Valtha is never supposed to be played. It's not supposed to be played. A recorded version is not to be played. It's supposed to be sung. That's because we want this to come from deep within. It's to celebrate Tamil. It's to celebrate the language. It's to celebrate the Tamil spirit, which does not mean that this is Tamil pride. This is not that. The celebration of Tamil does not mean that Tamil is above anything. We don't do that here in Tamil. We are a mature civilization, and we know that everybody is equal. And inclusivity is the base of Tamil. And inclusivity and everything for everyone, that's the base of Tamil. And I think what we do by singing Tamil Thai Valtha is to celebrate the inclusive nature of Tamil Thai itself. And thank everyone who did that from the bottom of your heart. Because every time I see that some of us on the stage sing, and then the people who are singing it at the mic do that, but a few of them lip sync. But then this time around, I saw many of you sing from the heart. So that's good to see. So as I said, it's not just Tamil Thai that we are celebrating. It's being Indian that we're celebrating. Every time we celebrate Tamil, we're celebrating India. So I hope everybody who's Indian understands the value of Tamil and the culture that it brings into the Indian society itself. And so yeah, so we don't have anything against Hindi. It's just that we are against the imposition of Hindi. But with that said, I do understand and speak Hindi. So that's Tamil for you. Anyway, so good to be here. Loads to be said. I don't know how long I have, but I think. Thank you. So first thing is, as I said, why was I talking about Tamil and the civilization? Because Tamil civilization is unique, and I think land is basically the canvas on which civilization is painted. Right? It all starts with land. Without land, we're nothing. And the Tamil civilization has painted itself across this amazing land for the longest time. We painted ourselves on water too, across seas, and soon across into space also, I'm sure. But today is about land, so we'll stick to land today. Sudharam and ma'am spoke about how TNS, the SLUB has been, the State Land Use Board, we call it SLUB. SLUB was started way back in 1975. So first of all, congratulations on the amazing 50 years that SLUB has contributed to Tamil Nadu. Thank you for that amazing work. And congratulations on completing 50 years. And in 75, when SLUB was created, in 81 it was diluted a bit, but then it was added to the State Planning Commission. And then in 2009, the government decided to fund SLUB fully. So it was given the teeth, so to speak. And then in 2011, we started the Tamil Nadu State Land Use Board Research Board, right? So the research board was constituted. If you look at all of this, it was always the DMK regime which is that. This is a political pitch, but then I had to say that because there's always been that belief that we strongly believe in Tamil Nadu that governance needs to enable itself embrace scientific research. Right? And I think Tamil Nadu's growth has been an outcome of our trust in science. And trust and belief in science is key for any civilization to develop and grow and sustain itself. That said, so all these key moments in the growth of SLUB have been amazing, and it's always included Kalinga in some way. So I'm thankful to him at this point. Nanjai, Punjai, and all the wetlands, and all the from the wetlands of Chennai to the grasslands of Valparai and the major Porambag of the Delta, every piece of land is important, and every piece of land has a story, and every piece of land has an ecosystem that we need to protect. I would just stick to one of it, and I'm glad that Sudhama also picked it up, and I think Chavan sir also touched on how we are going in sync with SDG goals. I think climate change, we're working on climate action, life on land, and I think sustainable cities and communities. All three, I think it's 11, 13 and 15. These are the SDGs that we're touching upon today when we talk about land use itself. I should say, Tamil Nadu is different again. We've always been the first to talk about all of this. When the world is talking about DEI today, we spoke about it a long time back. We started when Periyar and the amazing people of the 1920s worked to transform the lives of women in Tamil Nadu. So when DEI is spoken today, we spoke about it a long time. And the UN is today talking about SDGs. We talk about SDGs, right? And what is SDGs? It's not just sustainable development, it's just sustainable and distributed government, right? It's about sustainable distributed development. That is what Tamil Nadu is all about. The Dravidian model is what we proudly say is very unique, and it's inclusive, it's also distributed. It's about growth which is sustainable, and hence land use becomes a big part of it. And it's also about distributed growth, so that every part of this amazing state grows. So that said, so we've had huge impacts in all these areas, but I will stick to what is called the Nature Porambuk. Nature Porambuk is regularly, these are all grazing lands, okay? I'll just stick to that one point. There's so many other things that I can talk about, but I think this from the land which I come from the Delta. The Nature Porambuk is usually considered as unused land which can be used for anything else. But there's this thing that, you know, when you don't hear the song of the Kaudari. The Kaudari, it's the Grey Franklin, right? It's the Grey Franklin. It's a very weird, very sweet, very beautiful song. I don't think any of you who've grown in the city would have heard it. It's a very beautiful whistle. It's early in the morning. If you hear the Grey Franklin sing, that means the land is breathing. So I think there's so much linked to saving the ecosystem itself and seeing the value of the land and seeing the resilience of the land that you live in. And that particular bird itself, it's just common for people to just hunt it everywhere, and then it's supposedly very good meat, so everybody loves it. And it's just vanishing out of every pocket that we see. But the francolin itself it's an amazing pollinator. It's an amazing pest control. And I think the farmers would probably be richer if we could do research on how the Grey Franklin is attacking one of those pests which are actually going on and causing huge crop damage. So these are all research that needs to happen, and I urge the State Planning Commission to kindly sanction a study on the Grey Franklin and also the hares, நம்ம காட்டு முயல். இதெல்லாம் வந்து சாதாரணமாக ஊர்லலாம் ரொம்ப நிறைய இடத்துல வந்து ரொம்ப சாதாரணமாக அடிச்சு இது பண்ணிட்டு இருக்காங்க. ஸோ இந்த கௌதாரி ப்ளஸ் இந்த காட்டு முயல் இதெல்லாம் கண்ணுக்கு ரொம்ப சாதாரணமாக தெரியுது எல்லாரும். ஆனால் அதோட ecosystem, அது வந்து எப்படி ஒரு ecosystem ப்ரொடெக்ட் பண்ணுறதுன்றதுலாம் தெரியாது. This government understands every single cog in the wheel, every single cog that fits so beautifully to make sure that the entire environment survives, sustains, right? So that is why we are protecting things like the dugong and the slender loris and the chameleon and everything that you can see, things that most of you have never seen. But this government is already protecting all of that. So I think you should probably look at ways to move the Grey Franklin into the protected list. I'm sure it's already there, but then I think the seriousness does not exist. So that said, that's one of the things that I wanted to say about the Nature Porambuk. It's that piece of land which is considered just excess land which anybody can take. Chavan sir said that farming and industry, balancing that is so vital, right? Right now today Tamil Nadu is on a bumper crop. 50 lakh tons of paddy this year. 50 lakh tons. Never ever has this happened. We have a problem of plenty now. We're not able to store it, and we're creating new storage areas. So 50 lakh tons, and that is because we've had fantastic rains, and over the last few years we've taken very concerted efforts to store that water properly, and we've also made sure that all our canals are desilted properly, so that the water can be taken from the tanks to the fields, and the acreage can be increased. So this way, this is proof, this is scientific proof. Anything that the government does, we work on scientific outcome, right? We rely on scientific study to study the outcome of the measures that we've taken. So over the years, our water body rejuvenation, water body desilting, and all these efforts have now, because there's this A canal, B canal, and the CD channels. Yeah. So CD channels too. So all these channels come together, and then they go and feed the farmers, feed the farmlands. So all of this seems to have worked, and that is why we have a fantastic crop this year, 50 lakh tons. But I saw some really good research papers when I walked in. Lots on heat mitigation, lots on climate resilience, lots on water conservation and stuff. But I would love to have something on tailwind water regulation. That's something which we saw, but that is something which we need to work on even better. But then the tailwind farmers are the heaviest hit whenever there is a problem with water. But I think when there's a problem, when there's plenty, it's all going into the sea. But that also is part of ecology. It also is necessary for the fish that breed in those mouths, right? So that is also key. So that study is necessary. How much of water can be done? How much of water can go into the sea? All of this is very, very key. How much of salinity are we going to block? And all of this is very, very key to make sure that we don't lose one ecosystem protecting another one. What we've done with the grasslands of Ooty, we planted because industry needed wattle to do viscose there. So if somebody decided that it's okay, it's just grasslands, pick out the grassland and put wattle. Now we're spending crores of money to remove that wattle, and it's just not going. It's such a pest. It's just not, we're not able to remove wattle from the grasslands of the Nilgiris. So these are things that today, given the scientific the capacity of this government and the people in it, I think the understanding of scientific research and outcome is so big now, so high now, that we should use every single possibility. And it's lovely to see almost 100 plus universities being represented, institutions there represented here, 150 institutions, 800 plus papers. So this is a very, very key destination key event for all of us. We would definitely look at each and every paper, and I'm sure many people at the Planning Council will take a very, very informed call. As I said, I would like to see all these research papers come out on specifics like the Grey Franklin, and specifically on the usage of nature promo. On that alone, I'll just give you one last thing and then leave. I'm sure the Honorable Vice Chairman remembers the discussion we had on buffaloes, right? and people in the department, they said wallowing ponds on the buffaloes basis. It was such a uninformed thing. So that's when we found out that there is so much research that needs to go, especially in animal welfare. We're not doing anything, and animal husbandry itself. The dairy system is so rich in Tamil Nadu, but there's nothing much being done there. There's nothing effective that we would love to proudly say it's phenomenal in the scientific areas. Right? There's so much of production that's happening, so much that the department itself is doing. But in the research side, there's nothing much happening. So I'd love to see some more research in the animal husbandry vis-a-vis the land use, so vis-a-vis nature protocols. So and of course the wallowing ponds if they want it. So all of this is very, very key, very, very niche areas. So please touch upon all of that. I'm very, very thankful to the State Planning Commission for having issued the book on the Wadur bird sanctuary, the birds of Wadur. It's very close to my heart. It's in my constituency, Manargudi. So the birds there, they come from all over the world, from Siberia, Central Asia, Europe. So all the painted storks and the black-billed ibis and everything that you see, the teals and everything that you see in Wadur. Amazing, beautiful birds crossing thousands of kilometers that come to this sanctuary, which is a Ramsar site again. And today Tamil Nadu also has the highest number of Ramsar sites in India, I think, and we are pushing it also. So thank you for coming for this event. It's been amazing. Looking at some of the papers right there, I'm sure there's hundreds more that I haven't seen. I would love to see the outcome paper from this conference, and I hope the State Planning Commission makes good use of all the research that's happening here. Please count on the Tamil Nadu government. India is today manufacturing and servicing for the world. We would love to go the way. We'd love to become product nation, Tamil Nadu, product nation, India itself. That is key. And I think every single research, how much of a small it is going to add value to the value to the state as the R&D hub of India. And I would love to see Tamil Nadu become the R&D capital of India, which it is now, but in a bigger way, and make this ecosystem even more vibrant. Because I think the future of India is going to be driven by Tamil Nadu and and its R&D ecosystem. So thank you, researchers, for doing this, and it's always amazing to be here. Nandri Vanakkam.
Thank you, sir, for inaugurating this international conference with your valued address. To bring this inaugural session to a close, may I now invite Ms. Sandra from SPC to deliver vote of thanks.
Good morning. On behalf of the State Planning Commission, I extend our sincere gratitude to the Honorable Minister of Industries, Investment Promotion and Commerce, Dr. TRB Raja, for his insightful address and for his continued support to initiatives that promote research, innovation and sustainable development in Tamil Nadu.